Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan and I appreciate you being here. Today I'm going to be talking about my budget for February of 2025 and a little bit about spending money on things that I value. So let's jump into the spreadsheets and we'll get into it as we get into it. Okay, now I am looking at the spreadsheet, like I said, for February budget of 2025. I think it's going to be a pretty typical month. The first line item that I have here, of course, is my rent. I set aside 3,250 dirhams every single month, and I pay that every 4 months. So actually we do pay in February, which is why my running total here is 0. Once I pay in February, I will pretty much immediately, so I pay towards the end of the month, I pay on the 26th, I'll pay 13,000 dirhams for the next 4 months. And then at the end of February when I get paid, I'll put another 3,250 into that savings account. So there's never actually 0 in there, but the running total by the end of February will be 0 until I add more into it. So after that I have my DIWA. DIWA is water and electricity. I've got 250 dirhams budgeted for that. That's $68. That is my portion of the electricity bill. This tends to be pretty standard, either at this mark or just a little bit less. Next is internet, $139.50. Again, I haven't really figured out exactly how much this is because for the last couple of months it has been fluctuating. My partner pays this bill and I pay him back for it. We do live together. We do split all of our normal house bills, direct and half, 50-50. Next is the gas for our home. That's 50 dirhams a month. Next is chiller. Chiller is our air conditioning. I have here 170. Even though it's winter, we do live in Dubai, so even winter is warm. I don't anticipate having the air conditioning on, but you never know, and there is always just like a nominal fee. So actually, why don't we look what I paid in February of 2024. February of 2024, I paid 89 dirhams. So yeah, this could potentially be a lot less than what I have budgeted. Let's change that. No, let's leave it as it is, and then if it's less, just means I have a little more wiggle room. After that, I have my car payment. My car payment is paid every single month. That's 982 dirhams. That's $267. After that, the gas for my car. Previously, I was budgeting 300 dirhams, but I've been spending a little bit less. So I've got this at 250. I will try and fill up my car by the end of January, so that even if I have to fill it up 3 times in February, it should still be around this amount. After that, I've got my car tolls and extras. I've actually upped this one. It was sitting at 250. I've now upped it to 350. I've mentioned this already, but we had a new toll entered on my route to and from work, so it's actually gone up significantly. It's like 4 dirhams each way, and obviously I work most days out of the week, so that's gone up a little bit. I've got my groceries and toiletries sitting at 1,200. This has been pretty good for this month. I'm expecting to come in under this amount for January, so I think I can repeat that for February. And then Jasper is our cat. I had this set as at 150, which is $40. Usually that just covers our litter, his food, and maybe a toy or 2. But there are a couple of extra things that I want to purchase for him this month, so that might be a little bit more, but I'll leave it at what it normally is, and then we'll see how we go. Moving down into the fun section, restaurants. In my January budget, I mentioned that I was going to do a low spend January, and I was considering going into the first quarter doing that. I will be doing that for the most part, except for one of the expenses that's on here. So my restaurant budget is still low. I have it at 150 dirhams, which is $40. That includes all restaurants, any coffees, any lunches on the go. So yeah, that's significantly lower than my normal spending, but is the same budget that I've set for January. After that, delivery, same, sitting at 150 dirhams. That is also lower than what my normal budget would be, but is also the same number that I've set for January, which has proven so far to be doable. After that, my personal misc, 200 dirhams, $54 set there. I think that there might be a couple of things that come up in here throughout the month of January. I've been avoiding buying some things, really thinking about what I need and what I don't. So there might be a couple of things that come up in this category in the next month. Next, I have Netflix, 45 dirhams there. Gym and ClassPass, I'm paying for ClassPass at the moment. That's 309 dirhams, $84. This is something that I do value. So while I've cut my budget everywhere else, this is actually something that I've increased my budget in. going to group fitness classes means I actually am going to the gym, which I think my health is something that, no, I know my health is something that I'm comfortable and confident in spending a little bit of money on. So I didn't want to cut this out. I didn't want to cut this lower because when the inspiration strikes, I think you need to take advantage of it. So I've got my ClassPass subscription actually higher than what it was last year. The next one is travel. This is the area that I said I am going to be spending a little bit of money that doesn't necessarily coincide with my low spend. But this actually has been a change of plans. If you watched my January budget, I did mention that we were thinking about going to Dublin. Since then, we've canceled Dublin. I've thought about doing the Maldives because I found really great flights there. And after that, I've kind of settled down on a staycation. So instead of staying in Dubai, we'll go to Ras Al Khaimah, which is another emirate nearby. Spend a couple of nights in a hotel, spoil ourselves, read a book on the beach, have a cocktail, that sort of thing. So I'm planning on booking the hotel in February. My budget for that is 1,200 dirhams. That's for 2 nights, so about $326. I have seen hotels that I'm interested in at this price point, so we'll see what it is at when I actually go to book it. And then for my home, so like home improvement, home decor, I have nothing budgeted for that one. Miscellaneous, this is the category that I just used to kind of zero out my budget. So $18.50 there, which is only $5. I don't tend to have a lot in there. Most of it will fall into this personal miscellaneous category. This is like really truly random spending. After that, I'm getting into my savings category. So it's still a low spend month, despite the travel purchase that I'm planning. But still the amount that I'm putting into my emergency fund is a little bit lower than it will be in January, but that's okay. I have a goal of funding an extra 10,000 dirhams into my emergency fund in the first half of the year. Ideally, I want this to be complete by April. I think January should be a good fund, and then 2,000 dirhams in February should be about what I'm contributing. To my US accounts, I'm planning on sending 3,736, which is about 1,000 dirhams. Which is about $1,000. $1,000 is what will hit my accounts there, and I will go through what I am planning to do, or how I'm planning to divvy that out once it hits that account there. To my house fund, this is for a future purchase for either a personal home or for an investment property. I'm only adding 100 dirhams. This isn't my priority first. First, I want to fund my emergency fund, like I already mentioned, an extra 10,000. Then I will focus on these other sinking funds here. The car fund will get 200 dirhams. I do have some expenses that are coming up, so I do want to make sure that there's a little bit of money in there. So that will get an extra 200 dirhams. Fund. This is for things that I'd like to splurge on myself. I'm not using it at the moment. I'm just putting small amounts in. Any fund that I'm planning on having right now is obviously being just cash flowed, like the hotel that I'm planning on booking in this month. And then my gifts fund also only getting 50 dirhams this month. Back up at the top here, you can see that my total monthly income, I have planned 15,000 dirhams, which is a little bit more than $4,000. That is the amount that hits my account. I'm not planning on having any additional income. I don't think we'll have a bonus from my job this month. I will have like high yield savings account interest and credit card cashback hit my account, but the interest rates have been fluctuating a little bit, so I don't know exactly how much that's going to be. So instead of including that in my expected income, I will just roll that into my emergency fund and into my sinking funds. My total monthly expenses as planned is also 15,000, so that gives me a net of 0. And scrolling down over here, we get into my US accounts. So like I said, I am planning on sending 1,000 dirham, nope. I am planning on sending $1,000 over to the States. I have a big vacation that's coming up in May, so I'm sending over extra money to set aside because I will pay for that out of my US accounts. So the plan for February is $475 going to my Roth IRA, nothing going to my brokerage or Robinhood account. I'll have $10 that sits in my Bank of America checking account. That's just kind of my funnel account where everything goes in and then I start transferring it out, but I'll keep $10 in there. I have nothing to pay back on my US credit card. And then the vacation fund, like I said, I've got a couple of big expenses coming up. I'll put $500 in there. That does not equal 1,000 dirhams exactly, but there is a $15 wire fee that comes through every month, every time I make a transfer from Dubai to my Bank of America account. So that is it. The plan for the Roth IRA especially is to fund it slowly in the first half of the year. Once that trip in May has been completed, I will start focusing more on that and catching up on some of the ground that I've lost in the first couple of months, but I do plan to max that out. Notes from here. So yes, interest for additional income. Bonus, no, I don't think we will be getting. I do have a few things listed on Marketplace, on Facebook Marketplace, but there hasn't been a lot of interest. So I have it here as maybe, but I'm not really expecting anything. Start of the month, I'm talking about that staycation in Ras Al Khaimah. So that's for purchases, and then next month will be the actual staycation. And I will want to also book the spa. Here, I figured I'd just mention, I've actually added my expense tracker. I used to have this on a separate spreadsheet, and then I would just carry it over into the spreadsheet that I'm using for my budget. I decided to add it in here, and I'm actually really liking the way that it works. So once I make a payment on, say, my bills, if the bill for the DWO is 500 dirhams, scroll back up to the top, it automatically divides by 2 and gives me the amount that I am spending. So I've got all my spending done there. I'm really liking this format. Basically, I'm just trying to take spreadsheets that already exist and make them work for me. And yeah, this has been something that's working. So that is it for the budget. Now I just want to touch on a little bit again why spending is important for me. So even though I am doing a low buy first couple of months, yes, at least January and February, maybe into March, we'll see how we go. January has been a challenge. I've been really conscious of all of the things that I wanted to buy and wanted to purchase and wanted to have. But so far I've been pretty successful. I will do an update when I review my January budget. But so far successful. Even though I'm planning to do a low buy in February, I think that it's really important that you spend money on the things that you value. So your whole life shouldn't be about optimizing, shouldn't be about doing the most with your money. It should be about living your life. So although we decided not to do Dublin, partially for the cost, partially for other personal reasons, I still wanted to make the most of the time that we have off, that we have already requested at work. So we're gonna have 5 days off anyways. And you know, if I'm only gonna be in Dubai for this period of my life, I wanna make sure I'm hitting certain things that are on my list that I want to do while I'm here. And having a staycation in a Ras Al Khaimah resort is definitely on that list. So I actually feel really excited about this. Travel is something that means a lot to me. Having new experiences, doing things that I enjoy, seeing new places, experiencing new things, that's something that really adds value to my life. So I'm actually very happy to spend a little bit of money on that, even during my low spend purchasing period. So I'm curious to hear, what sort of things do you guys value? What do you like to spend your money on? I am trying to save in other areas in order to save for my own security and my emergency fund, but also spend and live my life the way that I want to. So I'm curious, what do you guys give yourselves in your budget to enjoy your life? What areas do you feel happy to spend your money in? And how is your low buy month going? I know a lot of you guys out there are doing that. So I'd love to hear from any of you guys out there. Leave a comment down below, give the video a like, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Which to spend my, in order to save